And welcome back for another Alliance War Season 35, War number 6. 4 Lokis up against x5e, the 3 realms, and I'm going to be on Path 5 in Section 1 and Path 6 in Section 2. Only 3 fights this war, so we're going to combine in this video with the next war as well. First fight up is going to be America Chavez. This is on the Ebb and Flow knockdown, right back at it. So in order to bypass that a little bit, I'm going to go ahead and throw on the White Magneto pre-fight, and we're going to take this with Captain America Infinity War. Really the plan on this fight is just like the last time I took America Chavez with Cap, is to just parry heavy as much as possible, heavy into SP2 for the big damage. The other thing I want to do is I want to prevent her from throwing a heavy attack. So, I'm not going to try and hold block a lot, and just focus on that. This fight goes pretty straightforward and fairly well. No big issues. Getting off the parries as I should. They do a fair bit of damage, and she doesn't have the biggest output. I do want to bait special ones. And when she doesn't have any of her charges up, she doesn't get the power gain, so it's a lot easier if you can prevent her from throwing a heavy attack. And here we're getting close to our special 2. I think I'm going to bait one more special 1. Get one more parry right into that special 2. Oh, nope, I guess I'm going to do one more. I had to knock her down to remove the protection, and there we go. Finish her off with a nice little 114k damage special 2. Go ahead and just move up on this one, apply another White Magneto pre-fight. I'm not taking this particular one. We had somebody else coming in with an Apocalypse for that fight, and then we're going to move ahead to Section 2, where I get to take on an Apocalypse. This has got the prowess build up, superior specials, return policy, and I'm going to be taking this with Nimrod. Really, my plan going into this, I haven't taken this node in a while. I know he's going to start with 3 prowess, which means he would have unblockable specials. My plan is to just start off very slow, get a couple parries in, wait until my mode switches, and then I can remove those prowess, and then it's a standard Nimrod fight where I'm going to build up to a special 2, throw the special 2, and that should finish it. Especially if I can get up to the at least 10 charges with my my protocol charges on them. So you can see here, just kind of parrying it to get it so that I'm not pushing him over that bar of power while he still has 3 prowess. And there we go. So we've now switched modes. A couple hits in, removes all those prowess, and now I can just parry 5-hit combo. Goes ahead and tosses his special 1. Not worried about it, not going to try and dex it, just going to play safe. We've got our 10 protocol charges, we toss that special 2, and it's lights out for Apocalypse. And then for the last fight in this war, it is going to be a Sorcerer Supreme. And this node is similar. She's going to build up prowess over time. If she's got the Mystic Dispersion Global, if she gets 3 prowess, her specials are unblockable. Going into this, I'm going to say, typically I wouldn't be concerned about evading her specials if she goes unblockable. I can do it 99% of the time. Really here I'm not going to parry, so I'm going to bait her heavies. And then the other thing I'm going to do is try and bait her specials early, so she doesn't throw a special 3. I do have an invulnerability boost on, but I use that as kind of a safety blanket. I don't want to use it if I don't have to. And in this fight I'm going to introduce what I call war nerves, and you'll see it. Like I said, I can usually dex out of her specials 95, 99% of the time, but there, nerves, whatever it is, I dexed early. I did have the invulnerability boost on, so doesn't really phase too much, you know, no damage there. She also puts the armor break on, so I'm going to get some willpower healing in there. But what you can see here, you know, no problem. Decks that special just like you're supposed to. You know, she is gaining power rather quickly. You know, I've already used up my invulnerability boost, so, you know, I'm just going to toss off a couple special ones, you know, as I can, just to do damage, so that, you know, not really in any danger in this fight, just, you know, missing an evade. You know, the only thing I can cite on it is, you know, maybe just a little bit of nerves. You know, she's going to throw this next special. I'm going to get hit again. So we're just going to sit, turtle up. You know, we're going to 5-hit combo, throw our special one, finish it off. And that's going to wrap up my contribution in war number 6. Yeah, I did only have 3 fights in it. I was able to come out with full attack bonus in all 3 fights, which is all that I'm concerned about as far as my fights go. You know, unfortunately in this war, for Loki did end up losing. So we have dropped 3 in a row going into war number 7. And in that war, I'm going to be on path 1 in section 1 and path 2 in section 2. First fight up is going to be a Longshot. I've already placed my Reg Magneto pre-fight on him to bypass the masochism node. I'm still going to trigger the masochism over time, so you're going to see him heal up, but the parries will still stick. The plan in this is just kind of like the America Chavez fight. I want to, you know, parry heavy. I want to bait his special 1, and then I want a special or a heavy into special 2, and, you know, hoping one special 2 will finish it. He's got a slightly higher health pool, so I'm not sure if it will. Plus, he's going to be healing up some. You know, overall, really, as long as I can get him to throw a special 1, I am not too concerned. I did toss on a, you know, Power Start 1 boost just because I had one that was expiring in like an hour, and wasn't going to be able to get to any of my other fights or anything in that amount of time. And I figured, you know, what the heck, get the special 2 quicker. You know, did hit for 84k there. Took off a good chunk of his health. You know, I did take a couple hits there stupidly. I missed a parry somehow in there, so. But, you know, no real threat here as long as he throws a special 1, you know, of dying or anything like that. You know, the only concern I have is that he would get to a special 2. And, you know, that would, you know, take a big chunk of damage and require me to heal up some, but, you know, ended up going a little slower here because he was healing up, and he wasn't being, you know, real aggressive with his special 1s, but, you know, no real problem there. You know, lost about 7 or 8k health. You know, a potion to top up, and we're in good shape. So we're going to move ahead, and I believe I placed another White Mags pre-fight on this man thing here, just to make him a little bit easier for the person coming through that has to take that fight. Okay, and then we're going to jump ahead to section 2, and I've got 3 fights in a row here, so boosting a little bit bigger. First one up is going to be Dormammu on the, you know, shared mini, mid-mini, whatever you want to call it. You know, not really worried about most of the nodes on this because of the global, and the fact that Cap takes advantage of the attacker global, so I'm not going to be gaining buffs, so I don't have to worry about EMP mod. Really just have to watch the bubble shield counter. And that's the only thing that I'm really concerned on here. You know, this is going to be, to me, kind of the typical Cap IW fight. Parry, heavy into SP2, you know, with Dormammu, bait special 1s if we'll throw them, you know, and just kind of keep an eye out on bubble shield. So, you know, we've got to our special 2, going to try and bait a special 1 here from Dorm. And he is being a little defensive. Do get him to throw it there, so we're just going to hit once in, you know, go back, get that special 2. Didn't do a whole lot there. And, you know, we got him close to a special 2, so we're going to try and bait again. He's doing his little dance back, get a special 1 out of him. I think I did throw on even science boosts on this one, just because I had some of those expiring as well. You know, doesn't really do much with Cap. You know, he's only got that one hit special. There, I get, you know, somehow a light intercept. Wasn't trying to, was trying to dex back. So, you know, just a little bit of a control issue there, so I ended up pushing him to a special 2. Really hoping that he would throw his special 2 here. There we go, so we get that. You know, a couple more parry heavies, and we should finish off Dormammu. And there we go, he's down, fairly clean, no big problems there. And now we're going to move ahead to Path 2. First fight up on that is going to be a Reg Magneto. And I said in my last video when I took Reg Magneto with Hercules that my preferred fight on this would be to use Cap America. So I get my chance here. You know, makes it a little bit easier. I don't have to worry about parries for any openings. I can build up my kinetic charges, and I can counter his heavy, and Cap will remove that unstoppable. You know, should be a pretty straightforward fight. Only thing I have to worry about there is block. You know, the block penetration counters, and you know, plan is just to throw specials as much as possible. You know, I was paying attention there. Didn't have any kinetic charges, so I couldn't counter. But we've got a couple build up now. You know, and just trying to play around the node a little bit here to, you know, minimize how much block penetration he gets, because my plan is just to let him hit my block a lot. And, you know, you can't really parry because you get that disorient and his block penetration goes up. But there, you know, I parried, thought I had plenty of time to do the heavy into the SP2 because of his limber. You know, I ended up throwing it into his block and getting hit. So, you know, a little concerned. I'm behind in the, you know, where I think I should be. You know, I'm still ahead in the hit point race, but just time-wise, it's going slow. And I was concerned time-wise in this one, because this war, up until about the 130, 140 death mark, was very, very close. We were tied 1-1 for the majority of the war. And time-wise, they were beating us. So I wanted to go faster. Unfortunately, the fight really didn't let me go any faster. You know, I don't want to push him to his special 2. His special 2, when I'm down to 70%, would finish me off. You know, he's got a couple block penetration charges up. So, you know, a little concern there. I'm going to be okay, I think, as long as I can play around the node and not let him build up too many. You know, I ended up there, you know, heavying into a special 1. You know, special 1s aren't the greatest with him. He's actually going to heal up some from it because of the willpower. You know, the Cap's bleed doesn't do that much. There, no kinetic charges, and hit into his heavy. Fortunately, he didn't counter me, or that may have finished me off right there. Didn't mean to parry there. I was trying to dex back. That's why I didn't, you know, take advantage of it when I did do it. But, you know, fortunately, Cap has got a big enough health pool. You know, fight much slower than I like. Much, you know, not very clean, but full attack bonus. You know, and that's all I'm going for. And that'll bring us up to my 4th and last fight in this war, which is going to be a Nebula versus Nimrod. Very similar node to the last one, except for this one, instead of parry, it is when you dash back twice within, I think, 1.2 seconds or something like that. You get the disorient on you. Plan going into this one, hold block until I build up 20 charges, counter his heavy to get my power meter up to kind of the special 2 range, and then parry, transfer the shock charges, special 2, and he should melt at that point. You know, even at an R4 with as big a health pool as Nimrod has, that special 2 with, or once you get that 40 charges, shock charges on there, he should melt fairly quick. I'm not worried about the node. Once I hit 5 shocks, it pretty much turned it off. So here, I'm going to build up the last couple charges, try and bait his special 2. Just block most of it. Don't want to take the chance of getting hit or anything like that. There's our parry. Here's our special 2. And there you go, clicking for about 23k a hit. And that wraps up war number 7 for me. In this war, like I said, it was very close going into it. We were tied 1-1 up until near the end. They died a few times on the way out, so we ended up winning it. My record for the season is 24 kills, 1 death, and 4 Loki has improved to 4 and 3. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.